For some of you, this might be a familiar part. It's got some looseness built into it, and as you can see, I've been using it as a carving stock, and there's some characters here. It says DYS. Let's see if we can cut off our finger or the rest of the plastic and rubber. There you go. Dyson. This is a plug for a Dyson. We are in the United States of America, and we have two terminals here only. We got a wide one and we have a narrow one, and the wide one is loose. So as you can see, this is burned off. There are burn marks on it. This was a terminal of our vacuum, and I replaced it a while ago. Now it's got new problems. Welcome back to the shrine. On the altar today is a Dyson DC40 vacuum, and I'm the king of repurposing. This belonged to the hair dryer that I fixed or throw away 2 years ago. I think that was the first video on the channel, and I didn't throw away the plug, I just repurposed it. So it's a perfect fit for the Dyson. Well, today she's not feeling well, hence she's on the altar. I'm gonna take the canister off. This just has the lint and the dirt in it, and the problem is that it's not sucking the air in, and as you can see, it's got a complex system here. I'm trying to frame it for you. So this guy is the problem here. Okay, so this is a hose that connects internally, and I believe there is a tear in it. Okay, so as you can see, we got one hose here and we have another one here. So when you change between the two operational modes, you can see this wheel goes back and forth, and it is going to connect to this side, or it's going to connect to this side. So the motor is in this ball. That's where the vacuum part is, and if you look carefully, you can see what the problem is. So this hose down here that connects the motor to the front, this is the front, or the back, it is torn, as you can see there. So I'm gonna try to get in there and remove it and see if I can mend it. So join me. Let's see if we can take it apart and we can fix it. I'm not sure we can get in from this side, but on this side we have a filter, so let's try to remove it. This just looks like a cover that, if you turn counterclockwise, removes that cover, so it comes off. You can see there's a threaded insert in it, so that will give us access to the filter. Now if you turn it counterclockwise, the filter comes off. It doesn't look to be too bad, as far as it's clean on this side and dirty on that side. Okay, that cover comes off. It's held by these 4 bolts. We probably need to remove this clamp. So there's a little black clamp here. Okay, it comes off. It's got the same size bolts. So these bolts all seem to be the same size. But I'm going to identify that so it goes back to the proper position. So you can notice that I've taken it apart with the drill, but I'm making sure the drill is rotating in a proper direction. It can be first or second speed, whatever speed. You got to make sure it's rotating in a proper direction when you do the disassembly, because if it's in the opposite direction, you can easily strip these bolts. So let's see if this cover comes off, because that would give us more access here behind it. Okay, looks like this is threaded, so you can just turn it counterclockwise and it pops out. Otherwise you can just use a screwdriver, it comes out, but as you can see it's got this threaded feature here. So if you turn it counterclockwise like that, about 20 degrees, it should pop out. Okay, let's try the old turning trick. This would really require, oh there you go. This would really require a spanner wrench. As you can see, this is a nut that holds everything together. If you have a spanner wrench, you can stick it in these 2 holes and then basically turn it counterclockwise. It looks to be an M8 threaded fastener. So that will go together like that. So now you can see the guts inside. Okay, what we got here is this spring, so we got to take the spring out, and then if we take that bolt, I think it will release that mechanism. Safety squints on, so what we need to do is move them out of the way if we can, if I can. No. Okay, let's try taking this bolt out. Okay, that one is out. Okay, it wants to slide the other way. So let's try to take this one out. Okay, so we got that bolt. We got that bolt from this location. You can see how many different hardware they already used. Need to take this one out. Just a couple more tools and I promise we're gonna be done with this. Maybe if I completely unscrew it, the unscrupulous screw. Okay, this is like the fastener of the future. So this is the washer. Okay, and you can see the washer has protrusions on the bottom and it interfaces with that screw. And this washer seems to be aluminum, maybe not even plastic. So that's what goes right there. So at this point you can see that the whole assembly is moving out. So the whole assembly is moving out towards that side. So this is the point when I need to remove this spring without breaking a plastic piece. I switched it back to this front position when it's drawing air from the front. And you can see that it's more suited for the job to remove this spring. Okay, so what I did is I pressed the spring to the right and then it just pops out. So now we should be able to turn it over and basically pull this whole assembly out. Okay. It's still not giving up its secrets. I need to dislodge that spring, that bottom spring. It seems like it's coming out the same way. The assembly is gonna be fun. I can see that. Okay, so I disconnected this bottom spring. So now we have the top spring and bottom spring disconnected. And now this part can be removed. So it goes right there. I'm so glad I'm recording this on the video. And then the next thing, as you can see, this whole assembly comes out. Okay, so this is just a small piece of some kind of rubberized wire, corrugated part, and it's glued into these joints, and you can clearly see that it's broken. So this task is not for beginners. That's sure. So let's see if they carry this part and how much it costs. I'm pretty sure eBay or Amazon has it. I mean, look at that design. Watch this. This is a plastic piece that has these protrusions, and then this washer interfaces it with it, and then this bolt just goes in like that. I mean, if that's not rocket surgery, nothing is. never seen a complex plastic piece like this. I'm not sure why they've done it this way. You know, why can they just add a flat washer, or maybe a washer that has this bolt in it? You know, the electronics industry uses similar parts. Just Google Dyson DC40 parts, and sure enough you can see the second one is the short valve hose for $17.99 on Amazon. Looks like there's one at buyspares.com for $15.46. As far as fixing it, I could probably find something in the store that would fit, but then I first need to remove it. I think it's glued in or screwed, and the same with this side. It looks like the plastic parts have some kind of helical thread on both of them, and it goes in, so you would need to have the exact same size. As far as the front one here, it looks legit. I was cleaning it, that's when I realized that it's broken. So this front part is a similar in construction. And yeah, one more thing I found here, you can see that you can move the wheel front and back, and when it's moved to the front, then it reveals these bolts here. So that way these bolts can be removed, and I think this will aid the assembly process. So once I remove this part, then this spring can be attached to that part. When I was disassembling the spring, I just pulled it back this way. So the point is that the tab, this tab, and then the arm of the spring has to be parallel when you're removing the spring. That way it will just pop out. Otherwise, you're running a chance of breaking this tab, and then you will have to mend it or source that part also. So here's the long hose, and I disconnected the long hose from this side, and then I pulled the foot in a rear position. So now if you press here on this red tab, you see it comes out just like that. And then if you stretch out, you can inspect it for possible problems. So you can see this one has a tear right there. and it also has a tear right here. Today's after tomorrow, just like that. Happy Face Company delivered the goodies. Internal hose service assembly. Look at that. It's all sealed up. Can't believe that. EN, internal hose replacement instructions. Instructions pour le remplacement de toile interne. Instrucciones para reemplazar la manguera interna. Makes sense, right? Turn it upside down, do the shaky, do the pinchy, move it back, stab it with a screwdriver, put it in, snap it in, click it in again, click it in again. It's my favorite. Use your finger to properly click it in and then just put back the cover. It kind of makes sense. So there's the beast. Smells new. Looks just like the old one, except it doesn't have a tear. Here's the other one. Packs and packs, appliance parts and accessories. Buy parts short valve. Buy parts short valve C42C DC40 DC51 series new. Well, mine is a DC40, so fingers crossed. No tear. Smells like new. And if you look, it's pretty much the same. No, I did not measure. It's a wide tower and a narrow tower, and then this is the old one. It's the same, and then the orientation of this cutout is the same. So as you can see, I left this bracket on, because then when you start to put it back together, I have no idea if it's coming from this side or that side or on this side. So I recommend to do that. Just keep all the parts together and have as many parts in the original orientation as you can. So that comes out. Take that, put it back on here. It will be easy and without any tears. There you go. So that's how it looks. So the goal at this point is just try to put it back together without making more damage. So as you can see, the spring here is loose on that side and it's oriented on the left side of this prong. So this prong, that one, goes right into that hole. So you gotta fish it in just like so, and then this end here, it will slip in right there. Okay, so now we have it kind of assembled. So as you can see, it can both open to this side and it can flip to that side. Okay, so that's first step. So step 2, I flipped it over. So you can see that this hose can flip open like that, and then we can massage this on just like so, and then help the little springy to snap on right there. So now you can see that it is doing the flipping action. So right at this point we can take one of these super duper washers. It goes on here and then just help her in with a Torx 15 screwdriver. Here's the other one, this super duper Dyson bolt and washer combo. that goes in that hole. And if you don't have enough space, you can move the feet back and forth. So I'm gonna utilize these tweezers and my screwdriver to install it. It's a pretty small, confined space, and if the gods from the shrine are with me, I'll be successful installing this space age fastener. I managed to break this thing overnight. Don't ask me how it happened. It just happened. I did some Gorilla Glue, your best friend in the workshop. And as you can see, as it was curing, it grew a beard. This white beard here. So it's time to put it back on. Less the beard. As you can see, it goes back like this. Okay. And you can see the holes line up. Now the first thing is putting this spring back and then strangling the whole thing back with the spring attached. Okay, just like that, the spring is attached. And now putting it back all back together like that. So now we can attach the fasteners. When you're tightening these fasteners, make sure just use the lightest torque possible. Don't strangle it. When you over tighten these fasteners and you strip them out, the fastener is, you're not gonna ruin it. You're gonna ruin the plastic, and the plastic is actually the body. Okay, it's this whole housing assembly, and once you strip that, that's pretty hard to fix. So let's look here if this is working properly. Okay, so we're gonna pull this back, and you can see that it's shifting back and forth. So when it's opening, you can see this arm is gonna dislodge this manifold, and the manifold is shifting properly. So when I pull this back, you can see it's shifting to the forward. So this section here has been properly repaired. It's time to put back this doodad. So as you can see, it goes here, right, that hole. Okay, and then this is just a clip that retains this manifold, so it goes back like that. We got one fastener, probably the wrong size bit. Because, right, why would they use the same size fastener? This is a larger doodad than the previous doodads. The next item is to put back this cover, and I wasn't positive if this should come off, but I think it should, because when this is on, you're not going to have access to that bolt, and unless this doodad comes off, this you're not going to be able to remove this this hose here, this internal hose. So it goes back like so, and it snaps in, and there's 4 fasteners. So this is the filter, and as you can see, this just goes on like so, and there's marking on it. So there's a white mark here, and then there's a tab. You can see there's a mark on the tab. So you align the 2 tabs like so, and it snaps on. That's all it does. Now the funny thing is that this side is dirty, and that side is clean. That doesn't make sense, because this seems to be the intake. Maybe this is the exhaust. Must be exhaust then. Okay, we can just designate this as the exhaust. Because the vacuum is drawing in the air through this end, right? So this is the exhaust. So I think this is just a HEPA filter to prevent more stuff getting into your air inside your house. So this is the exhaust. I am sorry. Okay, the next thing is to put on this wheel, and there's a spacer underneath, a washer. So we're gonna put in the washer and just drive this in, just hand tighten it until we can, and then we can use the tip of a plier to tighten it up. Okay, just like that, we tighten it up, and if you leave the washer out, that will probably lock up the wheel. So you don't want that. This wheel has to move freely. And once we have that, we can put this cover back on. So it just should go in like that. And then if you twist it clockwise, like so, it should lock in. Before we can finish this beast, we gotta go and use our fingers in a proper manner, as you can see outlined on this picture. Okay, just like that. It will snap in, and you can see in this opening here that the tab is sitting there properly, and when I drag on the hose, it's not coming out. So it's properly seated. Both the bottom and the top tabs are sitting in a proper position. So that's what it says here. Put it in, make sure it clicks. Make sure it clicks well. And then pull the wheel into the forward position, like so. Okay, go in, pull this out like this, and snap it in like so. Okay, that's it. As you can see right here, this just goes in and out, and it's snapped back in. So now we can replace the cover. So here's the cover. And then we put in the washer. Okay. And then we replace the cover. That's it. I'm gonna go and replace the canister. Clicks like that. Let's go give it a try. I mowed the lawn earlier, so there are some grass clippings. Let's see if it will pick it up. Well, I gotta tell you, the shrine has never been this tidy. And you can see the grass clippings are properly deposited in the dustbin here. So I call that a successful repair. And with that, I'm signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something. Please don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.